But I want to start right here. Let's start at the very end, okay? For all you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the president of the United States. So wait a second. So Trump is the one that has to confirm her claims, which basically says, oh, I don't have to prove what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? She passes it off on somebody else, right? And she's also playing this game where if the White House doesn't confirm it, then they must be getting $7,000 from Israel. But I want to start.
So this guy, his name is Hotep. I'm not going to say the second part of his name because, like, I think that he does not deserve that. I'm not going to do Hotep J, whatever, Jesus or something out now. Who's so hype to come in and, be part of the crew that's, making jokes about Candace and what she's saying. Here's the thing, right? Some of the stuff I can understand when a person is like, because I'm not going to act like I'm not aware of wordplay. I have myself said Candace uses certain kind of wordplay that can be annoying. However, I don't think that it is necessary for the mob to go after her for doing that. I just don't. Especially when I know that the mob, like Tim Pool, is mad because she's getting massive numbers on her show and he's not. And so now he has to call her stuff like evil. So another episode of just the gaslighting that people are doing over Candace Owens. First off, this guy, he's only on this show because, him and Tim are cool or whatever. But this guy gets like 15 views. I think I even get more views than him on YouTube. And it makes these people look so jealous. I would not be part of a mob. I wouldn't. The fact that, like I said, the fact that the mob is going this way, I'm like, nope, I don't want any parts of it. I don't. In fact, I'm going to speak against it because now I feel like this is collectivized. This is an actual, like, focused agenda. Okay? And with that said, guys, thank you to everybody who is watching so much. I'm really enjoying making these videos. Guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. And, if you want to hit the join button to help support the channel, that's fine too. And just again, thank you to everybody who's watching. And again, I'm going to say, I don't know everything about the Emmanuel Macron and stuff like this. I don't know it. She knows it, and she's speaking about it how she can. That's her thing. I'm not here to, I haven't done any research on it. But I will not be part of this mob that's trying to say that she's insane for the way she's speaking. And I will not label anybody like that because they're going to do it to every last one of us. These people are establishment shills. Every last one of them. Because they are involved with a coordinated attempt to label this woman as insane so that now this can be a precedent that's set for people who want to speak and things that will happen to them for speaking. I see what's happening here. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Now, every Sunday, TPUSA Faith decides that they're going to go on a Candace hating campaign. We're going to hear what Frank Turk was last saying about Candace Owens. Hold on.
The trial is probably not going to be for at least another year. We can't keep spinning conspiracy theories without evidence. People are going to get hurt. So I plead, if you're watching this kind of stuff, or you know people that are, you need to say, hey, it's okay to ask questions. It's not okay to insinuate. People are guilty unless you have really strong evidence. In fact, if I were to say, I really think Candace Owens did this. I really think she did. You know why? Because Charlie stopped inviting her to the big events. And she thought if she could get rid of Charlie, then maybe they'd ask her to be the head of Turning Point. And she's bringing all this up, citing all these other people to cover her own tracks. And I really think she's jealous of Erika too. I think she's the one that did this. This all checks out. Would that be fair? No, it's not fair. It's ridiculous. I have no evidence for it. But I submit to you, that appears to be what she's doing, knowingly or unknowingly, to people for which she has no evidence they were involved.
Now, this kind of comment that he just made, first off, Candace Owens wasn't at the event. Candace Owens did not take down the camera and remove the SD card. Candace Owens did not decide to not call 911 and to refuse treatment, assistance by paramedics. Candace Owens did not pick up Charlie Kirk's body like a big sack of potatoes or hunted cattle or a hog and toss him in the back of an SUV that you don't have any kind of like oxygen or material to start a line, none of that stuff in there. Just schlepped them back there, okay? And, and decided to drive to the hospital that actually wasn't the nearest hospital from what I'm gathering. Really? So I don't even know what this is. And on Saturdays, and it's funny because he brings up Erika. And I know Candace will not bring up Erika, and she shouldn't. Don't bring up Erika, because just leave her out of it. For Candace's sake, it's just better that she does. Because this is something that you have to have full concrete evidence on. But I'll say this. I don't think that Erika's against this kind of messaging, because she told us too in her interview, hey guys, why don't we, not give the people such a hard time who were there? Matter of fact, let me find that clip.
What's up, guys? If you don't know, my name is Justin and I own this YouTube channel. I'm also a YouTube strategist and I own a lot of the channels in the political space. I've worked with a lot of the top channels in the political space. And so many people ask me, how do I grow these YouTube channels so quickly? How am I so good at getting results for my clients and for myself? I've actually worked with a lot of the top channels like Russell Brand, Benny Johnson, Lauren Chin, so many of the top YouTube channels in the political space. And I always get asked these questions. How can I also grow my political YouTube channel, or just a YouTube channel in general? And I'm actually doing a free live class coming up on Tuesday, December 2nd, showing you exactly how to grow your YouTube channel and how to make enough money to leave your 9-to-5 job, because anybody can do it. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it Tuesday, December 2nd. So if you want the same sort of results as these YouTube channels, such as Justin is Lost, Justin Reloaded, Justin Reborn, The Progressive Way, Bring the Asteroid, Benny Johnson, Russell Brand, Chris on Culture, The Apostle, all these people, they're all either me or they've worked with me in the past. So if you want the same results as them, I'm going to show you how to do it for absolutely free on this live workshop on Tuesday, December 2nd. Make sure you sign up with the top link in the description or the link in the pinned comment. Sign up for that class. There's only 100 spots. So if you save a spot, make sure that you show up so you don't waste the spot. I'll see you guys Tuesday, December 2nd. Click the link in the pinned comment to sign up, and I'll see you there.
If you guys don't remember this lovely little, when she gave us the directions, the instructions on what we should do next.
There's other theories swirling around about Charlie's assassination.
Right.
How does that make you feel?
When everything happened, my phone died. It became a black hole. I just didn't turn it on for weeks on end. I've intentionally insulated myself because I need to guard my heart, and I need to be there for my kids, and I need to be there for Turning Point. And what I've realized through all of this is that everyone grieves differently. Everyone is trying to figure out, and I don't blame them, how does this happen? How does somebody become so radicalized where they can justify this in their own head? We just lost one of the greatest voices of our generation. Why? How? What's behind it? Like, everyone's trying to process this. And I respect that. But where my heart is just asking for some grace is for the ones who were there that day. They have to relive that every single day. He didn't die in a car accident. He didn't die from cancer. He was assassinated. And the difference between this and previous assassinations in this country is there was no social media. There was no AI. I can't tell you how many fake images are out there of all of this. And again, my only request is that just please pray and consider and think about whatever you put online because it's going to impact his kids in the future. I don't want my kids to go on the internet one day when they're older and see things that it's just, we're all trying to process this in their own way, and I appreciate that. But just some grace would be nice.
Yeah. Well, you should maybe next time tell your staff that when something bad happens that they should, I don't know, call 911, maybe, like render some type of first aid or something instead of watching somebody leave on the ground, picking them up like a carcass and throwing them in the back of the SUV, by the way, and then coming back and telling us that a 30-06 got stopped by the neck of Charlie Kirk. Then there were people who came later on and said, oh, this has happened before in history. Except for I've looked through ChatGPT and other sources. I'm trying to find another human being where this happened before somewhere the neck stopped at 30-06, but I can't find it. I mean, you guys go ahead and try to see for yourselves. I can't find it. I can't, but they said that this is the time that it happened. And then they try to test your faith and say, well, if you don't believe in this, you don't believe in the miracles of the Lord. How about I believe in the miracle of the Lord telling me not to, fall for false prophecies and false prophets and false miracles, and seeing the truth for what it is. Thank you, Jesus, in the name of the Lord. But yeah, it's just this whole, now we have AI, and I've seen so many fake AI videos. Yeah, but there's not one fake AI video that shows people actually getting an ambulance to get Charlie Kirk to the hospital when this happened. Okay. And for the people who say, oh, well, Charlie was dead already. So that's not how it works. Okay. Nobody who's CPR certified says, I'm looking at this person, I'm pronouncing them. A security guard cannot pronounce a person dead. They can't. There's certain criteria you're supposed to look for to pronounce a person dead, and you have to also be licensed and able to do so. So you are supposed to pretend, and even if the person's a full code, if I'm at a nursing home, the person's a full code, and I'm walking in there are as blue as my Vaseline, as this top of the Vaseline right here, I'm still supposed to jump on them and start CPR, okay? Like, come on. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about a nursing home where the people are like freaking 90 years old and everything else, right? And we're talking about Charlie Kirk, a virile white man with, and I'm just saying, with beautiful white children, and I think the kids are beautiful because they would make, and this wonderful family, and not just because they were, hold on, take it back. We're talking about Charlie Kirk, a young man with a family and everything else, and you mean to tell me that the security guard is going to say, don't worry about it, just pick him up and just toss him in the back, and then we'll just get him to the morgue. No, Erika. So anyway, this is the part where I'm like, okay, so you're trying to chastise people with your voice. Just a little bit of grace. So I feel like with Erika, she's saying this to Candace too, right? She is, and she's telling people she's trying to morally censor people, and I'm totally against that. Now, anyway, just to wrap this up, I just want to go back to the Candace part, because they're calling her evil and all of this stuff. They're calling her all these names, and look, like I said, I want to thank Candace for two things. Like I said, I never expected to be the person who would say, oh, I'm going to defend Candace Owens, but I'm sorry, I'm just not with this mob. I'm not. Like I said, I never thought that I would be the person saying I'm going to defend Candace Owens, but I'm not part of this mob. I can't be a part of it. But, not only do I thank her for just coming out about the realities of our domestic politics, I thank her for this one. We can't even deny it, she gave attention to something that was real and happening. Ben Shapiro was very mad around this time. And whatever you want to think, not a lot of people were calling out the genocide when it first started. And I don't have her platform. I was calling it out, but I don't have her platform, right? We getting there though, with y'all help. Thank you so much. We are getting there. But in the name of the Lord, thank you, Jesus. We will get there. But I have to give respect where respect is due.
Judaism is a faith. Israel is a state. It is not above critique. And that what Bibi Netanyahu has done to the Palestinians since October 7th is a Holocaust. It is a Holocaust that is being committed on Palestinian children and women. And I'm not going to quiet my perspective on that, to kowtow to whatever the prevailing narrative is at the New York Post. Judaism.
Yeah, and this is one of the main reasons too why I know they want to go after her, is because she put an eye on the fact that what happened to those people and what's happened for 2 years to this day. Just the other day, Israel was airstriking Khan Yunis. I think it was Khan Yunis, where there's tents. The people are sleeping in tents, freaking blankets on the ground while it's raining. It's not right. It's still happening. It is still happening. And so we won't forget what's been done, and what people are seeing and realizing the realities of. So I'm not going to be part of the mob that tries to shut this, what she just said there, try to shut this kind of messaging down and call her evil. But we are going to be good and great in the name of the Lord, guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys at the next one. Bye.